My name is Stel Barami, and this is the Gifts of Connection speaker series to help you rediscover and reignite meaningful connection in your lives. Each session, we meet with a speaker who crafts and creates meaningful connection in their lives and the lives of their community. Today, we're meeting with Joe Tabbanella. Joe is an instructor at the Hypnosis Motivation Institute, a trainer of NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and MER, mental and emotional release, as well as a group facilitator and hypnotherapist at Milestones Ranch, Malibu, an addiction treatment center. Joe teaches and mentors his students and clients on how to incorporate biofeedback, NLP, and MER into their hypnosis work. Joe has been featured on Bravo and Lifetime, and we are so honored to have him. In his session today, Joe shares about ownership and vulnerability as a means of connecting to self through hypnosis, NLP, MER, and mindfulness. We hope you enjoy this session.
What I do is teach people to have a relationship with their subconscious mind. Basically, what I find is most of us are in trouble in life because we have decided to disconnect from our body's experience of the world. We repress, we suppress, we hide from emotional discomfort. And yet emotional discomfort is change happening. It's actually teaching us how to adapt to our condition and our challenging events. So when we separate from ourselves by separating from our bodies, we have a tendency to go up into our heads. And this is where people either seek stimulation to run from their emotional discomfort. They dissociate. I was a big dissociate, right? Through school, teacher would be looking right at me, talking to me for 20 minutes. And I'm just staring off into space. Mr. Tabbanella, are you listening? Or people have a tendency to be overachievers, be really great students or really competitive in order to run from this emotional discomfort, because it becomes fuel to either dissociate, to run into stimulation, or to be over competitive. And there's nothing wrong with any of those behaviors, but when they become an attempt to avoid our emotional discomfort in our bodies, we actually lose our connection with ourselves. And when we lose our connection with ourselves, we keep trying to get this feeling that we would normally have if we're connected to ourselves, which is, let's call it essence, happiness, joy, freedom, the soul, consciousness, unadulterated consciousness in a body, right? Free to experience things and allow emotions to come and go, and seeing everything as a wonderful intention to move this happy self through life, through challenges, into intentions. So as soon as we start suppressing these emotions, we try to escape, and then at first, when we dissociate and look for stimulation or become overachievers, even OCD is an example of this, trying to run from the anxiety or cope with the anxiety by cleaning up several times or checking a lock 7 times to get some kind of certainty so we don't have to feel. So what I do is a combination of what most of us know as mindfulness, hypnosis, which all hypnosis really is. Once you're in the process of hypnosis, what you're doing in hypnosis is really becoming mindful of the experience you would like and becoming mindful of the emotions you've separated from. Because by accepting what is, by accepting the experience of what is, the body gets to process this emotion. We go back into our body. The shamans call this soul retrieval. Every time you have an emotion that you've ran from and you left, your soul basically leaves your body. It's floating up here, and the emotion is running your life. And so how this is related to connection is this. Because we're disconnected from ourselves, we're looking for someone else to self-regulate our system. This is why animals are important, because animals actually can regulate our system. a loyal dog or a cat, they will sit on us for hours. They'll follow us around. They're loyal. They don't have their own stuff. They're just present, and they're able to be with us in a very neutral way while we're dealing with our emotional discomfort of, let's say, loneliness or fear or shame. But when we seek to release that emotional discomfort by having connection with others, we get in trouble because we've all been there before, whether it's a relationship or group. We seek connection in a group, for example, and we get connected to a group. We're feeling really great. We're feeling supportive. And as time goes on, the unprocessed stuff wants to come to the surface: the shame, the hurt, the feeling of not being good enough, the belief systems. And so we've all been there where we're really connected, and then suddenly the group maybe leaves or forgets about us. They go to lunch, or someone says something, doesn't let us talk, and suddenly we're filled with this hurt or a feeling of being dismissed. And here it is, we're seeking connection, and now we're losing connection, because what we're really doing is seeking to release emotional discomfort in ourselves. And that can't be achieved by changing your external environment, unless you're, like I said, you're dealing with a pet or something like that. And so this is why it's important to have a relationship with yourself and reconnecting with yourself before you can extend that connection to others. And this is the key here, because whether it's the law of attraction, creating an outcome, desiring a change in your life, what people have a tendency, what we have a tendency to do is we confuse an emotional state with an external preference.